Hey guys, it's Nicole, and today I'm here with a story time video. Woo! Yeah! Okay, so for this story time video, I am going to be doing a collab. So today I'm collabing with Cassie and Family, and so she's also doing a story time video on her channel. So make sure that when you're done with this video, you go check out Cassie and Family's video. We're going to be telling stories about the first time that we got drunk and the first time that we smoked weed. So these are going to be pretty interesting, I think. Also, I'd like to put out there for anybody who is just joining this channel and you've never seen my face before or any of our videos, we put out family videos. This is a family channel, but I do like to switch it up sometimes, and I like to, put out story times of my crazy past. So yeah, we're going to do that today. When I was 14, I had a group of friends, and that group of friends was my childhood friends. They were the friends that I hung out with every single day. They lived in the same area, and we were friends for quite some time. We weren't all necessarily friends from kindergarten to middle school or anything like that, but we all knew each other, and this was just the group of friends that we had formed in our middle school year. So yeah, I'm going to start off with the first time I got stoned. So the first time that I smoked weed, and the reason I'm starting off with that story is because that was the first thing I ever did, ever in my entire life, was smoke weed. Before I drank, before I started doing pills later on in my years, before any of it. Weed was what started it all off for me. So, yeah, but when I was in middle school, so I was probably in like 8th grade when I started to feel pressure to start smoking weed, drinking, having sex, all of that. So that was when I started to feel pressure. And it wasn't because I had friends pressuring me or anything like that. It was because I put all the pressure on myself, because my entire group of friends that I was hanging out with throughout, my childhood, they had all now started doing all of those things. So I started to seriously pressure myself, and I decided that it was a good idea that I should get all of those things checked off my list as soon as possible. Which, let me just put out there to any of the younger girls that are watching, that is not the way to be, okay? I cannot express this enough that I was a dumb bitch. If you want me to, I'll name this video Chronicles of a Dumb Bitch. Like, seriously, that is not the way to be. But as we got older, Maggie, it was so easy for her to get friends. Like, people gravitated to Maggie like magnets, and I was so jealous because she didn't try at all. And let me give you a little hint. It's because she was herself. So yeah, I had this group of friends, and after I realized that they were all starting to get into drugs, then I decided that I wanted to as well, and I was kind of like disappointed in myself that I hadn't done this already, especially when my friend Shy Girl, that's what I'm gonna call her, was because she was like the shy girl of my group, especially after I found out that Shy Girl had smoked pot, then I was just like, okay, this is not happening. Shy Girl smoked pot, I'm smoking pot. This is not okay. At one point or another, I had made a plan with one of my other friends, which she's gonna be like the main friend in both of my stories. Her name is Tyrell, and she was like my bad influence friend. So she was like totally the super hot, super big boobed, like super, she was just everything that I wanted to be. She had an amazing body, she had big boobs, she was gorgeous, she was, amazing with makeup. Like, she just knew how to be a girl, and I wanted to be just like her. But yeah, so I had made a plan with her and her boyfriend Aaron to go to the park, which I was not allowed to go to. That's like, I'm not even gonna go on a big old ramble. Long story short, I was not allowed to go to this park that was right next to my apartment complex. My cutoff was the apartment complex, and then there was the park right next to the apartment complex. I was not allowed to go to that park. Not only was there gang shootings there all the time, the potheads were there all the time. The bad kids were there all the time. So my mom said, no way, you are not going to that park. There's no reason for you to go to that park. And I was like, but why? Yeah, so I made a plan with me and Tyrell to go smoke weed for my very first time at this park. And so one day I met her and her boyfriend there, and I was like so excited and so nervous to smoke, and like they were like helping me and like lighting it for me. And I like look in the little bowl and there was like nothing in there, and I was like, I don't think it's working, like I'm not getting any smoke, I don't know. And I was like, maybe I'm doing it wrong or something, I don't know. But they like look in the bowl and they're like, you dropped it! You dropped it! Oh my god, it's all gone! You dropped it! And I was like, oh no! Bah! And so I felt really bad, and then afterwards I found out that I didn't drop it, that before I had gotten there they had smoked it without me, and so yeah. So we made another plan for me to get stoned for my very first time, and it just so happened that it was going to be the first day of summer break before my freshman year of high school. So we had come up with this big plan that me, Tyrell, and Shy Girl were gonna have a sleepover at Shy Girl's house, because Shy Girl's house was like right next to the park. Me, Tyrell, and Shy Girl all meet up with Tyrell's boyfriend Aaron at the park, and then we all make our way back to Aaron's house, who also lived next to the park. And so we go back to Aaron's house and we start we like form around in a little circle in Aaron's backyard. And so I was like super excited. Number one, I was out with my friends, and as a young child, that is like, you cannot beat that feeling, being away from your parents and just with your friends. Like, I remember the feeling very well. They loaded the weed in this glass Yeti pipe. And so I thought that was like super awesome. I was like, oh my god, I get to smoke. And like they were like making me feel like I was so lucky because I got to smoke out of a glass pipe for my first time. And I was like, oh, I'm so cool, I'm so lucky. Bah. And I take my hit, and I took like a really big hit. As far as I remember, I don't know, I was 14 and I'm almost 22 now. But yeah, so I take like a really big hit and I'm dying. Obviously, if you've ever smoked weed, you know that, your first hit, especially when you first start smoking weed, is killer. Like, it chokes you out like a freaking ice ball down your throat. Aaron's older brother comes out of the house and he comes out to the backyard. And Aaron's older brother was super hot. Like, I was like really into this guy. And so Aaron's older brother comes out, Ian, and he's like, oh, she took a big hit. And I'm just like, yeah, I did. And then all of a sudden I realized that I had been spacing out, and I didn't know how long I had been spacing out for, but I was like spacing out, and I just felt like I was in a dream. After I realized that I was stoned, I just started laughing like a fucking stoner out of the movies, and they're all like, are you stoned? Are you stoned? And I was like, yeah. We start heading back to Shy Girl's house, which I don't know why we didn't like hang out at the park or something, or try and stay away from adults or anything like that. But we decided that we were gonna go back to Shy Girl's house. We're like on our way back to Shy Girl's house, and me and Tyrell literally are like this, going down the road. Like, I don't understand, like, what the hell. Like, that was literally the most stoned I've ever been in my life. Just kidding. The runaway situation was the most stoned I've ever been in my life. Just kidding. I'll take that back. Yeah, so we get back to Shy Girl's house, and we're trying to like act like not stoned, but also not really giving a shit, because we were at Shy Girl's house. So if her mom caught us, it's not like it was the end of the world. I don't even think her mom knew our parents. But I was like eating a box of Cheez-Its, and the Cheez-Its in my mouth felt so weird. Like, I remember them feeling just like so weird. And so I was literally just sitting there, nom, 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 nom. And then Tyrell's on the back of the bed making out with Aaron. Hardcore making out. Like, just like we weren't even in the room, and I'm just over here nom 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 nom. And then Shy Girl's mom tells us it's time to eat dinner, and we're like trying to like not look stoned, and I'm sure our eyes were freaking red as hell, and I'm sure we looked, and I know we acted super stoned. She had to have known. And we're just like dishing up on dinner. We got so much freaking dinner, and we just mowed down. Like, the feeling of emptiness in your stomach and everything that you eat is so good. Yeah, we ate everything. Everything. And then I'm pretty sure we fell asleep and woke up and watched the videos of us being freaking ridiculous. And now I'm just gonna motion on over to the drunken story time video. Yeah. The first time I ever got drunk was also with Tyrell, and I don't even remember like what the pregame on this story was, like if we had premeditated this or if it was just kind of like a woo type of thing. She obviously got all the works for it and everything, and so she got us a bottle of vodka, like not no Smirnoff, just vodka, just, you know, the clear plastic bottles of just vodka. And we didn't get no chasers, we didn't get nothing. We just had the bottle of vodka. Yeah, so we decided that we were gonna drink in the apartment complex because, like I said before, my mom did not allow me to go to the park, and since it was later in the day, there was no way I was getting away with going to the park. And so Tyrell and I decided that we should get drunk at the apartment complex. And at the apartment complex, there was 2 community pools. So there was one pool that was like next to the office, you know, it was like next to the area that like all the managers for the apartment complex worked at, blah blah blah. Like there was an office pool, and then there was the pool that was like by the bathrooms, and we decided that we were going to go to this pool over here, the one that was away from all the other managers. But for some reason, we didn't go swim there. I think there might have been people there or something. For some reason, we decided that we were not going to go swim at this pool, that we were going to get drunk in the bathroom at this pool, and that we were going to go all the way back over here to this pool and go swimming over here. And right off the bat, that's a terrible idea. Like, we go over to this pool bathroom over here, and one of us is keeping watch while the other one takes a chug, and then, you know, vice versa. We switch off. And I just remember it was like the most disgusting taste of my entire life. Like, like this was the only time in my entire life that I was ever able to drink vodka and not chase it down with something. We just sat there like that's what we did. After we'd take a shot, we'd be like that. We took probably about 3 or 4 shots of vodka. Some of you 14-year-olds are out there like, whatever, that's not shit. It's a lot, okay? You're 14. Get that through your head. You're just a little girl. And then we start making our way towards the other pool. And I remember just walking with Tyrell and just thinking, like, I'm not drunk. Like, when am I gonna feel drunk? And then all of a sudden things just started to feel loopy, and I just started to feel laughy and just way more happier, you know. I was like, oh my god, I think I'm drunk. And so as we start walking, I start getting progressively more drunk. And honestly, I don't even remember the full pool like situation, like what we did. I'm sure it was just a whole lot of running around. Oh yeah, I do remember that for the very first time ever, but I was always very, very self-conscious, you know, like it took me a while to, you know, take off my shirt and, you know, just be in my bikini. Like I would always like, you know, kind of just be like, I would wait to make sure nobody was watching me, and then I'd kind of sneak into the water so that nobody saw me in my bikini top. But this time, you know, I just got into that pool and just ripped that shirt off and just into the freaking pool. Like I was so confident. I had no fear, nothing, no insecurities. I was on top of the world. I feel like memories are trying to like surface as I'm telling you guys the story, like of like the actual details, you know, of like what we were doing. But it was just a whole lot of crazy fun from you know, our perspective. We were just having like a blast. And hold on, Aaliyah, I'll be out in a minute. I'm almost done. Okay. So my neighbor shows up at the pool, and he had no idea. He was like sticking around, which like made us nervous. We thought that he was like, we thought he knew, so like it was making us nervous. But the reason we found out later why he was sticking around and like, you know, not leaving, you know, while we were there was because I guess, I don't know, there was another man, like an older man that was hanging around, and he was worried, you know, for us because we were young girls or whatever, and there was a man hanging around, so he, yeah, just hung out because he was worried. But either way, I don't think he knew that we were drunk. But yeah, so we end up going home. We went our separate ways because Tyrell also lived near where I lived, but not in the same apartment complex. I was trying not to look drunk to my mom, so like I decided that I should get in the shower, and so I go and get in the shower, and that's like the first time ever in a long line of drunken showers that like I realized that showers are not a good idea when you're drunk. So I got sick in the shower, and I ended up like laying in the shower, just like laying in my bath as the shower's going, and I got so sick. And the next morning I did not go to school. I was so hungover, and my mom knew. She was like, "You're so hungover," because she could smell it in my throw up. She could smell the vodka in my throw up. She's like, "You're drunk," or "You're hungover," blah. That's all I have for this story time video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and we will catch you guys on the flip side. Bye!